I said thank you, Palaniappan sir, for this opportunity. This platform gives me a beautiful opportunity to share my experience that I um, gain or I experience through meditation or by serving in the PSSM platform. So today I would like to share a few words about conscious living, which even I'm practicing. I exercise, I try to implement it because we are all meditators here. We regularly meditate. Meditation opens a doorway to our inner self. Whenever we meditate, we feel that in that sacred silence, we touch peace, we feel joy, and we experience that truth. But is meditation just an event in the morning and evening? The 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours? Is that the only time where we are spiritual? No, it is a way we live in every moment. Conscious living is taking that meditative awareness into our everyday living, like in our words, in our actions, our thoughts, our intentions, and also the rhythm of our breath. Our meditation teaches us to be conscious in every aspect of this. In spirituality, we know that sound is very powerful. Sound is the creation. We know the initial sound was Om. So, from Om to the word that is spoken, everything, the vibration, it shapes our reality. Every word we speak carries energy, carries frequency, carries vibration. As conscious meditators, seekers of truth, it is very important and essential for us before we speak a word to see if that is truth. If the word is truth, if the word is needed to be spoken, if the word is necessary, will it raise the vibration? Is the word healing or hurting? We need to be very aware of whatever word is coming out of our mouth. Just as we watch our breath in meditation, let us also watch our words in our daily life. Because as meditators, that's what we are learning, to be aware of our every action. Because our words are mantras of truth. They are a means of showing compassion. They are a means of spreading love. They are very powerful tools. So, just like words, even our actions, when we do any action, like when you're doing anything, your office work, your work in the house, or any service, or even serving food, when it is done consciously, it becomes a prayer. Every action that is done consciously becomes a prayer. Whether we are cooking food, whether we are helping someone, when it is done with the awareness that I am serving the existence, I'm serving universe, then that action becomes prayer. But whereas on the other hand, if it is done unconsciously, it can bind us in the karma. When they are done consciously, they liberate us. The actions liberate us. So before we act, we perform any action, let us ask ourselves, is this action a reflection of, is it reflecting light? Is it reflecting the light that I want to radiate into the world? Because even every action of ours shows with how much love we are doing it, with how much dedication, with how much of interest we are doing. We can see it when somebody is serving food. We know with how much love they are serving, right? So everything shows when we are aware of what we want to radiate to the world. If that's reflecting in our action, then it is performed in the best way. So let us always be mindful of our words. If our words are truth, if it is necessary to speak, and how short can we keep our words, and how much uplifting are our words, and how kind and how much of love are the words carrying. Next, our actions should be kind of serving, in service to the universe. Then comes, let's talk about our thoughts. We think whatever is going on in our mind is private. Whatever thoughts we get, let's say, for example, if you're thinking of your kids, your children, they're probably about to go into college. You will think, oh, will I get this, what do you call, this seat or this college for my child? Some thought is going on, going on, going on. But we think that it's only in our mind. But they are subtle waves. The thoughts generate the waves that reaches the collective consciousness. As meditators, we learn to be aware of our thoughts without flowing with the thoughts. We learn to be aware and to just watch them. Like during meditation, we know that we watch our breath. During this time, sometimes we may also get thoughts, but we don't flow with the thoughts. We watch them and then we again come back to our breath. So we got to be aware and mindful of what is coming in our mind. We don't need to flow with the emotion that the thought carries. So by bringing that meditative awareness into our thoughts, our thinking, it nourishes our spirit. It gives us more strength, more power. Thoughts, instead of thoughts having power on us, we have power on our thoughts. And by practicing it over time, it transforms our inner atmosphere. From a person who is always restless with so many thoughts, if you are able to just watch them and be detached and not flow with the thoughts, we become still, from restless to stillness. Suppose you get a thought of somebody, or your boss in the office, or maybe your spouse or your neighbor, or could be anybody. If you are not aware, you fall into judgment. You start judging them. But when we are aware, we start to understand their perspective. We try to think, why are they doing this? Why this is happening? So we try to think wisely instead of just judging them on their actions. Next is the intention. In our spiritual journey, intention is everything. Intention means the bhava, the bhavam that we have. Intention is carries a huge importance in spirituality, because only when we have intention to do something, we will think of how to do it. So intentions can be categorized as intention with ego centered, like an action with ego centered intention will bind us. Like, is this action that I'm doing, is it giving me any kind of good name or fame, if we are thinking in that perspective with that intention, then it is adding karma to us. It is binding us. But by being conscious of our intentions, by being aligned with our soul's purpose and not just flowing with our mind's desires, by keeping the intentions aligned with our soul's purpose, it makes us, it adds so much value to what work we are doing, or it keeps us focused, it keeps us aligned. So we should always ask ourselves whenever we want to do something, or you have the willingness or interest of doing something, you should first think, is my intention love? And is it truth? Is it truth based, or it is fear based, or is it recognition based? The action that I'm intending to do, what is it I'm doing it for? Is it aligned with the purpose that I am, with my soul's purpose? Or let's say you think spreading meditation is your purpose. So, spreading meditation, you might get involved into various projects, right? So, you need to first think, this work, what is my intention behind doing this work? Am I doing with the intention of serving? Am I doing with an intention of spreading love, truth, meditation? Or what is the intention? Or am I seeking some kind of a recognition? Or am I seeking for some kind of financial benefit? So we should be very clear in our thoughts. So meditation gives us that clarity, that awareness to be aware of our intentions. So we spoke about being aware about with our words, being aware of our actions, being aware of our thoughts, being aware of our intentions. Now, very important thing is breath. Because Patriji says, Swase Guru, means your breath is your guru, right? So, what happens when we are aware of our breath? Breath is always our companion since the time we are born till the time we leave breath, right? So, when we are consciously breathing, it instantly connects us to the present moment. That is the reason we say watch our breath, to be in the present, not to let our thoughts flow in the past or in the future, to be in the present. So, for example, when let's say you're working in office, or let's say you're cooking, or let's say you're doing any kind of activity, you're typing something or you're reading something, keep this a regular habit that at least once in a while, like once in 5 minutes or once in 10 minutes, come back to your breath and just check, how's your breath going? Is it fast? Is it going very slow? Which side of your nose is active? When you do these kind of things, you are coming back to the present. You're being in the present, and you're being conscious of your breath, which means you are in meditative state. So this will slowly help when you make this a practice of having constant you know awareness or watch on your breath. It starts to bring you to the present moment, and it keeps you in the present moment. Slowly that habit increases and you're always in meditative state. So this is the simplest way to return to the awareness of when mind starts to drifting into past or future, or sometimes you feel so much anxiety when you think of something important, or if you have to speak on stage, or if you have to give any presentation. Sometimes people get so much anxiety during such situations. So, this is the simplest way. Just watch your breath for a few seconds. That will relax. It will get you to the present. So, while doing anything, like suppose if you are angry, you're having any heated conversation with someone. Mm, So, even in that time, you should be so aware to watch your breath. If you're angry, your breath becomes fast. But when you are aware, when you come back and watch your breath, then it settles down. It becomes, you know, gentle. The faster pace reduces. So with the change of breath, it brings the change in your mood also. If your fast breath slows down, your anger reduces. So breath helps in various ways, and that's the most important thing for us being meditators. So overall, conscious living is like a bridge between just living without awareness and being in meditative state. By being conscious of everything, it means you are aware of your actions, words. It means you are in present. It means you are in meditation. It's like charging your inner battery. When you are in the present, your energy is not getting overused. Like if you are worrying about something that happened in the past, or somebody said something, or some event that has to happen in the future, if you're worried about that, then your energy is leaking. Your battery is dissipating. Um, but when you are consciously doing anything, it means it's being utilized, your energy is being utilized properly. So we have to wisely use that energy which we gain through sleep, through meditation, through good food. Throughout the day, if we mindful of our actions and everything, then we are using the energy wisely. Like even if you're eating, while you're eating food, be aware of how it is feeling to your fingers. How is the texture of that each grain? How is the taste? How is it feeling on your tongue? This is all happening in the present. So it keeps you in the present. Even when you're simple act like walking. If you're walking barefoot, feel the grass or the floor or the soil under your feet. Feel the surroundings. What sounds are you hearing? Birds or wind blowing? So when we are in nature, we are always in present. Observe this. When you go out in a garden or a park or in a forest or in any field, when you are barefoot, when you are near the water, you tend to pay attention to the sound of water. You tend to pay attention to how cold is the water. You tend to pay attention to how is the breeze. Is it cool air or is it warm air? So we are always mostly in present when we are in nature. We get so much energy when we are in nature. So it sharpens our all senses when we are in nature. It makes us more conscious. That's why Patriji used to say, meditate in nature. Even listening, when you're listening to someone, listen with awareness. When you're listening and watching them, there was a guru. I mean, he's a great master. When he's speaking, I used to watch him. I used to what used to attract me or what caught my mind was the way he used to move his hands was not just random like this. It used to be very consciously used to move his hands with so much of control on his hands. That quickly used to grab my attention. Oh my god, he's not just conscious in his words, but even the way he's moving actions, the way he's moving his hands shows how much awareness he has. It's not randomly like this moving. He used to very consciously move his hands while he's talking, while he has to make any gestures or something. So we have to listen with awareness how they are speaking, how it is feeling to us when they are speaking. Sometimes these great masters who are very great meditators, when they speak, it directly touches our heart. You will feel that sensation. How will you know all this? Only when we are completely aware. And that awareness we can improve by meditation. Anapanasati. That's the best gift Patriji has given us. The simplest gift and simplest way he has shown for that great exploration of finding ourselves. So, by being aware, it's not um, just during meditation or during you're doing some puja or something. It has to become our everyday living. So it has to consciously flow. This conscious flow of awareness has to become our everyday living. As meditators, our role is not just to transform ourselves, but we should become a radiating light, a center of higher vibration, because it should be such that we should meditate and we should increase our vibration such that wherever we go, our vibration should have impact on the surroundings, positive impact. Because it is energy that we carry. Our meditative energy, um, when we step out or when we go to any place, it spreads everywhere. Our presence itself should become that powerful. Ramana Maharshi, he never spoke so much. He was always in silence. Very rarely he used to speak. But Bhakta, devotees used to come to him from across the world. In those days, there was no kind of what do you call social media or spreading about Ramana Maharshi or anything. But all the devotees, most of the devotees who came there, they said, we just felt an inner calling to come here. And they just used to find out and come. And people used to come to him to ask many questions. They had many questions like, what is this life? Why is this happening with me? Or why am I going through this? Could be many, some spiritual questions like, how can I know the purpose of my life? How to meditate? And different kinds of questions. But the moment they came there to Ramanashram, they sat there in meditation. Many of them have experienced and have expressed this. It written in Conversations with Ramana Maharshi books. They said, we came with so many questions, but the moment we came in front of him, all our questions got dissolved, or all our questions got answered. For some, it got dissolved. For some, the questions were answered in meditation itself, in silence itself. So that is when I understood such is the power of silence, such is the power of his presence, how great his vibration must be, that all the devotees got their answers in silence itself. without him even opening his word. I mean, saying a word or opening his mouth. How can we become that? Only meditation. Patriji has given us three rules, three sutras: meditation, Sajjana Sangatyam, and um, reading books, Swadhyayam. So, by doing these three every day, at least for some time, read books. These kind of sessions are like Sajjana Sangatyam. And meditation regularly. This will definitely help progress our spiritual journey, progress our spiritual exploration. So, finally, if we summarize everything, when our words become kind, when our intentions, our actions, our thoughts are pure, when they become selfless, and our breath becomes our anchor, we are not just living, we are consciously living. And in that consciousness, we are walking the path of liberation. We are getting closer to liberation with every step that we take. So, those are the few pointers that I wanted to share with you, friends. I hope in this you might have just taken at least few things which you can implement in your life. Just do it in your daily everyday works, like even if you're doing dishes, you're washing something, just feel how is the water feeling on your hand, right? Just become aware of whatever you're doing. Even if you're angry, it's nothing wrong, just feel how is that anger making you feel inside. Is it making you feel hot? Is it making you feel your make your feel heart go faster beating? How is it feeling? Feel that emotion. So the trick is whenever something is happening, if it is happening unconsciously, if you're not aware of it, it keeps happening. But once you become conscious of it, it stops there. Once you become conscious of it, it starts to reduce. So even I'm trying to practice. I have not mastered it yet. I remind myself to come back to my breath regularly. So I hope you will all try this. Thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity.